What the hell did I just witness? Snog marry pie is usually the drama, but it actually got worse as it went on. Love Island UK episode 42. Can somebody tell me what the fuck is wrong with Josh? He actually thought it was acceptable to kiss Grace and Snog marry pie after he had already stood up and did a speech saying that she had caught his eye and she was beautiful and all that. This was all after he already told Mimi that he was only there for her and he only had eyes for her. And he was telling Mimi, oh, I don't want you to still be talking to Ayo, and basically trying to control everything that she does. And then he actually kissed Grace. Is it just me? Like, what the fuck? Has he got some sort of personality disorder? Or is he just a fucking stupid dick? For whatever reason, he then thought, oh, I'll choose Mimi to marry, as if that makes it any better, when Mimi already knows that he fancies Grace. The mind boggles. Mimi then thought to herself, oh, you're going to kiss Grace? Well, guess who I'm going to kiss? And she kissed Ayo, and Josh was fucking raging. But do you know what? He deserved it, because he's the one trying to control her and tell her everything that she's allowed to do. But she kissed somebody who she already had feelings for, she'd already kissed in the villa, and Josh just wasn't having it, and I was like, he is a fucking crackpot. Now, while I'm saying all this about Josh, Mimi and Ayo are basically being compulsive liars and trying to say that they've put their feelings under the carpet, nothing else is going to happen, and they're making Jessie and Josh look like dicks. All the while Sean's piping up saying, oh, you've still got feelings, blah blah blah. Now, on one hand, I can't stand Sean because it's like, just shut your mouth, it's nothing to do with you. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, everybody's talking about being honest and being open with everybody, and everybody's telling lies. And he's coming out and he's saying, no, I think they've still got feelings for each other. So I don't really know whose side I should be on in this situation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Joey kissed Nicole. Why the fuck would Joey kiss Nicole? He's obviously done that for some sort of reaction. And then later when Kieran was trying to talk to him about it, he kept interrupting him. And he's like, are you going to let me talk? And he's like, oh, I've interrupted you once. Like, what the fuck? Joey Essex thinks he's the fucking king of the castle. I can't stand him. And you never even really see him talking to Nicole. They're not overly friendly or anything. He kissed her literally just to get her eyes out of Kieran. It was so obvious. Everybody expected Joey to pie Grace. And he pied Matilda because obviously they've been kind of arguing the past couple of days. But then when he walked away and he says, oh, I didn't need to pie Grace because I've gave her enough pies. And then Ruben was sticking up for her. And he's like, oh, you try to get defensive or whatever. And I thought, that was a totally unnecessary comment. Like, he was a total dick to Grace, even though I didn't agree with anything that Grace done when she came in either, but that's in the past. It was just being a total dick. Like, I can't stand him. When it came time for the girls to pie the boys, he was getting pie after pie after pie. And I tell you this, that pie that Grace gave him, that came for her very soul. She actually fucking squashed the pie in half. That must have hurt him. Oh well, he deserves it. When Ayo kissed Jessica and chose to marry Mimi, I think that would have annoyed me personally. But then when Mimi kissed Ayo, Jessica was like, oh, I'm not annoyed, like they've kissed before loads of times and blah blah blah. And I thought either she's really good at hiding her feelings or she's so understanding. Like, if I was paired up with somebody and I had this connection that she seems to think that her and Ayo have got, and then he went and kissed the person that he was like coupled up with for 4 weeks, I'd be like that. Something's going on here. And I think that she's just trying to be really understanding because she knows that she came in and took somebody who had a partner. But there's being understanding and then there's just having the absolute fucking cunt ripped out of you. Josh pied Jessie and his reason was that she didn't back Joey. And I was like, excuse me? She's always backing Joey. But the difference is when he's been a dick 95% of the time, she doesn't have to agree with everything that he says like some of the guys do. Fucking bow down to King Joey. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's allowed to say, you're embarrassing me, you're embarrassing yourself, you're making other people look like dicks, you're causing arguments that don't need to be caused, and you're just stirring up shit that doesn't need to be stirred. But I feel like a lot of the people in there are still like, oh, it's Joey Essex, it's Joey Essex. Fuck Joey Essex! She doesn't need to just agree with him just because she's paired up with him and just because he's a fucking D-list celebrity dick. So after Snog marry pie, thankfully Kieran stood up to Joey and he was saying, I don't think that it was right that he kissed my girlfriend, whether it was a game or not. Obviously Joey wasn't letting him speak because they think he fucking rules the roost. But Kieran actually stood up for himself, which I really liked, and I really hope him and Nicole win. But not only that, he's going to Ayo and Mimi and saying, I don't think you're being honest about your feelings. I think there's something kind of still going on there. The two of them are still denying it. And he's going to Josh and Jessica and saying, like, there's something going on. Like, I'm getting the feeling that there's still something there. But the difference is, he's doing it in a respectful way. Whereas Sean is just like, no, they still like each other. Like, he's winding people up and he's hurting people's feelings. But Kieran, considering they all call him immature and say he's a wee boy because he's only 21, he's actually trying to be tactful about it, and he's trying to talk to them and say, like, you need to be honest about your feelings, and he doesn't want to see Josh and Jessica get hurt. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, he's going to Ayo and Mimi and he's saying, like, you need to discuss your feelings for real because this is going on for too long. So while there's some things that I really like about Josh, I think he's a really nice guy, but I think if he was your boyfriend, he would be so controlling. He'd be like, you can't go out with your pals, you can't speak to any of your exes, you can't speak to any guys that you work with. Like, it just comes across as somebody who's so controlling. And as Mimi said, it's only been a week, and I know that a week in there feels like a month, but it's the fact that he's got the cheek to tell her that she can't talk to Ayo, she can't kiss Ayo, she can't have feelings for somebody that she was with for 4 weeks. But yeah, it's alright for him to stand up in his speech and say that he likes Grace and to kiss Grace. Do you know what I mean? It works both ways. I just don't agree with the way he's acting. Is it just me? Let me know what you think in the comments. So they got a text and says they were allowed to watch the football, and Kieran was cheering for Spain, and they were like, oh, Kieran, like as if he wasn't allowed to cheer. And I'm glad he cheered, because there's a reason why people in other countries in the UK don't want England to win football. And everybody knows the reason, even English people know the reason. And I know that a lot of English people will think, oh, it's because we're better and we've won this and that. But they know deep down that that's not the reason. And I don't want to make this about football, because I'm personally not a football fan. And even I know why people don't want them to win. But they were telling him to shush when he was cheering for Spain. Guess what? He's not English. He doesn't need to support England. And then when they lost and he was laughing, I was like, good for him. Because he says, oh, I shouldn't need to hide my feelings. And I supported him in that, because they shouldn't be shushing him. He doesn't have to support who they support. Anyway, that's enough football chat for me for this lifetime. I can't stand it. So as I was sitting eating my dinner, I thought, God, this episode's been a bit dramatic. It got worse. Mimi actually took Joey to the side. Joey Essex, of all people, who talks shit, talks about people behind their back, is so opinionated, can't fucking keep a secret. Why did she go to Joey Essex? I think it's because she wanted everybody in the house to know, to be honest. But she went to Joey and she says, go and ask Ayo to come to the den, or whatever it is, I can't remember the name of it. And she went up there and she's sitting waiting on him, and I was like... And then they were playing like the sad music and that, and I didn't even look at the time, right? I was just in shock. I'm sitting there waiting on him coming up, and she's still sitting there waiting, and we're not going to find out what happened until tomorrow, unless there's a sneak peek. I don't even want to see the sneak peek, I just want to see what happens tomorrow. But what do you think's going to happen? Do you think he's going to reciprocate the feelings? Do you think they're going to kiss? I don't even know if I want that to happen or not, because I think he's a complete dunce. But something's going to have to give here, because the two of them obviously like each other, and they're making Josh and Jessica look like dicks. It's so dramatic, honestly. But then at the end of the show, they asked you to vote for the most compatible couple. Once again, there is only one compatible couple in there, and it's Nicole and Kieran. But let me know what you think of tonight's episode. Snog Marry Pie is one of my favourite parts of the whole show, and it did not disappoint. But I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!